So Rava, wanted to make a quick video about this. This has been on my mind for a minute, and I've seen a few people who just think a little differently in regards to this idea, and that is that I believe that when you are an active and working spiritualist on the internet, I believe that it's very important for spiritualists on the internet to keep their lives very private. Um, I don't believe that you need to display your lifestyle, the way you're living, or anything of that nature in order to prove to people that you can help them. And I say this, with no disrespect to nobody else. It's just a difference of opinions. Simply because when you're on the internet, right? The internet is very big. It's worldwide. It's global. You know, and based on your energy, you're naturally going to. This is a part of nature. You're naturally going to attract opposition at some point, and depending upon the type of opposition that you attract, depending upon how high you are in the spiritual realms, you're going to attract even more powerful or stronger opposition. And I feel like when you display every aspect of your life, you brag about your cars, you brag about your money, you brag about this, you brag about that, and you show all of these things to prove to people like that, look, I'm living a good life. I can help you live a good life. You put yourself in danger because now, mm, you know, an opposition or an adversary who may be watching you now basically has a peek into your life. And now they can look at all of the different things that they can curse. You know what I mean? People who post their girlfriends and, and their children and their cars and where they live and their houses and all this, and their house and all this type of stuff, even their animals, you know what I mean, on the internet. There's some sick individuals out here. You know what I mean? And these people will curse any aspect of your life that they can get information about. So I believe that it's very important for a spiritualist to keep private. You know, I've always said you can't judge the ache of a spiritualist based on what type of clothes they're wearing, based on, what type of jewelry they're wearing or what type of car they're wearing. Because I used to study the Vedanta philosophy, the East Indian philosophy, yoga and mysticism and so forth. And one of the principles that stood out amongst that philosophy to me was that you could never judge. It would take you years of observing a particular yogi or guru to find out what state of consciousness that individual was in. You know what I mean? Like, especially among the sannyasas. Among the sannyasas practice a great deal of what they call vairagya. Vairagya in the Sanskrit tradition or in the Vedanta tradition means dispassion. Now, you may see a yogi who, may live in a nice flat in India. He may have all of the things that particular culture finds to be luxurious around him or her. He may have followers. He may dress in the finest of Indian clothing and so forth. But that person may not have any inner attachment to any of those things. He's completely detached. If he lost all of those things today, it would not affect his mind or his state of consciousness in any way, shape, or form. You see, the same with the shamans that live out in the bush. People travel out to Peru to meet shamans who they have ayahuasca sessions with. And these particular shamans do not have the luxuries that we share here in America. But does that take away from their credibility as a shaman to be able to give you an authentic ayahuasca session? It doesn't. My godfather, one of my godfathers, lived a very, very poor life. You know what I mean? And although other people would try to judge him based on the way that he lived, they didn't really understand the agreements that he made in the spiritual realm to live that life. He made agreements in the spiritual realm to live that particular type of life because he could not utilize his power to gain wealth. Because had he done so, it could have possibly corrupted his character. You see? So when people begin to start associating spiritual abilities with material things, they stand a chance of having a flawed character as a spiritualist simply because they want to use spirituality, they want to use the spiritual realms to only manifest material things. And this can become dangerous for the practitioner. When you are naturally doing what it is that you're supposed to do, then God will provide. You know what I mean? You don't have to seek out, and you don't have to slander, or you don't have to spiritually war or be in competition with others, because God will provide. Your spirits will provide. You know what I mean? I notice a lot of competition online when it comes to spiritualists. And I think that it's unnecessary, to be honest with you, because we're going to attract based on our energy. I know some spiritualists who have a great deal of affinity toward doing malefic work or dark work. And what happens is when that individual or these types of individuals only want to do dark work, what happens is it makes it very difficult for them to do good work. Because especially in the realm of necromancy, when the dead that you control, they take on your temperament and vice versa. You could take on their temperament and they can take on your temperament depending upon how much control you have over your spiritual realm or your spiritual atmosphere. And I've experienced some people who have went to certain spiritualists who have an affinity to do dark work, and they purchased some good work from that person, and it had the complete opposite effect of what they went to the person for. And I explained to the individual that, well, that particular person has an affinity to do dark work. And based on what I'm seeing here, their spirits don't have the ability at this time to do good work because they need to be elevated. The spirits need to be elevated, you know. And so you have to be very careful out here, because there are people out here who suffer with envy. There are people who want to compete with you as a spiritualist. There are people who are jealous of you for whatever reason. They may not be jealous of your car. They may not be jealous of your watch. They may not be jealous of what you possess materially, but they may be jealous of your energy. They may be jealous of your personality. They may be jealous of the way that people gravitate to you, and so forth. And when you display your lifestyle openly on the internet as a spiritualist, especially when you work in the realms of witchcraft, black magic, and such, you stand a chance of having these individuals gain information about your life that they can use against you. How do I know? This happened to me. You know what I mean? In a lot of cases, people who, for whatever reason, found fault in me, divulged information to the adversary in order for them to try to curse different aspects of my life. You know what I mean? So I learned firsthand the lesson in being this way. You know what I mean? And trying to prove to other spiritualists and other people in the community that, oh, I'm living this way, I'm living that way, so you should trust me. No. What it is that you want to look for in a spiritualist is how many results are they getting. Okay? I've always said, I will go to an individual spiritualist who doesn't care about material objects and lives on the necessities of nature, but yet has the ache to help me, rather than a flashy spiritualist who, in most cases, has a hard time getting results. And I'm honestly not speaking about anyone in particular, because I see this among a lot of people in the spiritual community from all of the different traditions. Okay. And I think that we don't have to do that as spiritualists, because you have to remember that originally these secret societies, whether it be Palo Mayombe, whether it be Voodoo, whether it be Kimbanda, Obia, or any of these societies, were not on the internet. You never were, we, in the past, you never utilized the internet to get clients or to help people, but because we have to evolve with the modern age and we have to evolve with technology, we also have to utilize this technology responsibly. Okay? We have to utilize it responsibly. We still have to keep some degree of sanctity and sacredness to what it is that we do. You know, in the past, there were times where I would post my shrines and post up spiritual works and things of that nature. That was a bad idea. And I don't honestly suggest anyone do that. As a spiritualist, one of the best things that you could do is bring value to the community. Teach. Teach what you know. Share your information. Share your insight. You don't have to show a bunch of candles on fire to get clients. Anybody can set up a candle and put some flowers around it, you know, and grab a couple of trinkets and fetishes and make it look official. But at the end of the day, did the client get what they wanted? Work behind the scenes with what you have to help the client get what they want. You don't necessarily have to show everything. Look at me. I don't show anything anymore. You know, what you see from me sitting in front of this video sharing value. I think that me sharing value in a video with a white background, simply talking to you in a conversation, is more valuable to you than me being out and about showing you how I live my daily life. I mean, you literally got people out there. I could be at a restaurant eating fish. I could be eating a piece of salmon. And the adversary, knowing how to work sorcery, can do a curse to say, well, every time he eats salmon, make him get sick. You got to be careful, you see. So this is why you all don't, you don't see me doing these type of things in my videos, because I don't feel like it's necessary. You're here to get information. You're not here to get, I may tell a few jokes to entertain you throughout my message, but you're primarily here to get the message. You're here to get the wisdom. You know what I mean? If I have to use all of these external things to keep your attention, then that means that there's not much in what it is that I'm saying out of my mouth. You see what I'm saying? So it's more important for me to focus on the message. It's more important for me to focus on making sure that you gain value from my videos than to try and prove to you that I'm living some luxurious life. Because I guarantee you, if you keep doing that, you're going to attract an adversary who's going to utilize all of those things against you. And I've seen certain spiritualists do this, and they've gained a lot, and they've also lost a lot. They may not admit it, but they did. And I actually have empathy for them, because we work hard to build up our following. We work hard to do the work that we're doing, to study, to practice, to do business online, only for another spiritualist to try to sabotage your life. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair, but it is what it is. It comes with the territory. It comes with the job. So you have to be very responsible, and you have to be very careful. And that's all I really want to say for this video. I hope that this particular message reaches everybody with an open mind and an open heart. I did not make this video to disrespect anybody or to, make anybody, to trigger anybody or get anybody in their feelings. This is just my personal opinion and how I feel based on my own experiences. Until the next video, peace.